And hello! Welcome to the show. It is Thursday, February 3rd, 2022. Welcome back to another exciting episode of The Rams Show. And, hi, Zach.
Hello?
Zach's audio is going to sound goofy this show.
I haven't even changed anything. I don't know what's wrong.
You sound very different from what you normally do. Like if you listen to me, right, in your ear, like
Any
it,
different?
huh?
Any different?
You sound very hollow. It sounds like
I don't know
it's
what
like
to tell you.
like when somebody talks on like a speakerphone, you can just hear everything, or like
Yeah.
it sounds different. Yeah, it sounds like you're on speakerphone right now, basically.
Oh, I'm using my mod mic like I always am.
Huh? Strange, because it usually sounds really good. I actually had a.
I can try to restart this thing.
Okay. Troubleshooting in progress. Please stand by. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Welcome back.
Hey, you sound better now.
Whack.
Kind of. Anyway, but whatever. It'll work. It will work. It's audio. I was just telling Zach off stream before we started. I did something really dumb today, and he's going to... Your reaction is going to be, how did you manage that? And yes, you are an idiot.
Fair enough.
So, well, you see, what had happened is, so we have a number of devices that we are wiping right now, right?
You wiped the wrong one?
I didn't wipe the wrong one, no. No, I had a bunch of them that were wiped, and I was removing devices out of Active Directory.
No, you removed the wrong one out of Active Directory.
Oh, yes, but which one specifically?
A Mac? Or
No.
You said it involved a Mac, so...
Oh, no. There is something that involves Macs that I've been working on this week, which is a different thing, but no, this does not involve Macs.
Oh, so you erased the wrong device from Active Directory and then...
Oh, I know why you sound so weird. Because I had my other speakers on. That's what I was hearing.
So it was your fault? Okay.
Yeah, it was on my phone. Oh my gosh, you sound way better now. Okay. Yeah, that was on my end. Yep. That was my bad. No. I was deleting devices out of Active Directory today.
Like you do.
So
yeah, I deleted about 300 devices today.
Really?
Yeah.
So yes, I deleted one that I wasn't supposed to delete.
Nice. And then I guess maybe it belonged to an important person.
Yeah, me.
Oh, okay, nice. That's very good.
I nuked my system out of the domain.
Well, at least better yours than anybody else.
I did do one other person by accident too, so they're just like a software engineer and they're fairly new, so it wasn't a huge deal. But so anyway, so I'm deleting stuff out of my system, right? And I lock my system, and then I go to sign back in, and it's like it throws me an error message about the domain trust, and I'm like, this is weird. So I'm like, okay. And then it takes a while for it to log me in. So I'm like, maybe it's a goofy network problem. So I restart it, right? And then I sign back in just fine. And I'm like, okay, what is going on?
Cached creds, most likely.
Exactly. Yep. It was my cached creds. And then I attempted to load some of my Microsoft products, and we have rules in place where unless you meet specific unless a device meets specific rules, you can't utilize the services. Like, you can't log into them. It blocks them. And so now I can't log into, like my email and Teams and things like that. And I'm like, this is strange. So I get into the Active Directory users and computers thing, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I have removed my computer from the domain. Ugh. So I'm like, all right, so how do I rebuild the trust? Ooh, I have an idea. Let's just...
Try rejoining it to the domain, maybe?
Right. Well, so here's the thing, right? So that was my idea. So I'm like, okay, well, let me switch it to a work group real quick, right? Restart. It nukes my network account, leaves me with a local admin account. I have no idea what the password is.
Couldn't you just get into the console on somebody else's computer? Just log into the Active Directory console on somebody else's computer and...
I didn't even think about that at this point. I was just like, well, I know I can join it to a work group, sign back in, rejoin it back to the domain. That was my idea, right? Which would have worked if I could get into it right now. But...
Oh, it wasn't even letting you log in. I thought you were trying to tell me that you were trying to open the Active Directory console on your computer.
No, that actually...
You can't do that.
No, that still worked. That actually still worked. We have a weird, goofy workaround for making it run as another user, and...
Yeah, you shift right click run as different user, and then there you go.
I actually have a little script that I run.
Ooh, look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants, using a script.
Somebody else wrote it, and they were like, here, this is what I use. So, and then it changes the permissions. And I think they changed it, but like, if you like, you know, screwed up your password, like one time using it, it would send like 3 API calls and your account would be locked out. Then you'd have to like go contact one of the other people. Right. You'd have to go contact one of your coworkers and be like, you want to unlock my account?
I had a coworker whose account would perpetually lock itself out for unknown reasons. And so he just had a script running constantly that would just spam Active Directory with unlock account, unlock account, unlock account. That was his workaround because systems team kind of hated him and didn't want to help him. So he helped himself.
The way our systems are set up, right? So they have a local account on them, and then we utilize, I think it's a Microsoft tool or something like that, but you utilize something that randomly generates new passwords for it, like, I don't know. Yep, we use Laps.
Laps is nice.
But of course it only works to retrieve a password if the device is still part of your domain. So once you delete the local account, like that local account, I feel like there's like an underlying local account besides that on the system or something like that. I don't know. It's really goofy. And supposedly there's supposed to be a password for all that, which I looked up and tried different variations and it didn't work. So that system is basically unusable at this point because I can't rejoin it to the domain without just nuking it fully now at this point. So
what? You can't rejoin your computer to the domain without wiping.
I can't log into it to join it to the domain.
No, get out. No, just get on another computer, create the Active Directory object on that computer, and then...
We restored it, but the actual computer locally is no longer joined to the domain.
That's right. What? So there isn't a local admin account?
There is. I don't know what the password is.
And nobody can give it to you?
Oh, apparently we have one, but unless it's been changed and hasn't been updated in the location where we save this stuff, I don't know what it is. Because, like I said, I tried different variations of this password, and it didn't work. But at this point, I'm over it. I basically restored all my stuff because we backed everything up to OneDrive, which is actually really nice. All my files and stuff are safe. And actually, I got a new computer out of the deal. I just picked one of our 10th gen ones. Because I was like, YOLO, I need a computer to do my work.
I'm sure it will make your work much faster.
I don't know.
Gigahertz.
It actually, this new system feels like it responds a lot better when it's on battery and like off my dock.
Because it has more gigahertz, obviously.
I don't know what it is, but no, the other one just kind of seemed a little sluggish actually when I was like working off of it. Not attached to my dock. It was actually kind of weird. So anyway, but yeah, so I'm on Core i7 10th gen now. So yep.
Watch out, he's got an i7. Watch out.
So yeah.
Maybe you should uninstall McAfee. I hear that makes things faster.
We don't have McAfee.
Okay.
We utilize other tools.
Really?
Yeah.
Couldn't have imagined.
Actually, okay, so I'm curious to see. I'm gonna put these in chat because I don't want to actually say them.
Does it really matter? Alright, fine. Suit yourself.
Yeah, I probably have to be somewhat careful about what I put out there. So we use obviously the one for malware. One of them like looks at like network traffic, I think. And then we have an RMM tool as well that we run on them, which is kind of crazy. So, have you ever used any of those? I would maybe assume the top one.
Yeah, I've used that one.
But any of the other ones?
Never even heard of them.
So, the middle one comes from...
They're probably just corporate spyware programs.
Yeah, in some ways. So the top one comes from the company that I just put in there. Actually, it's supposed to be one word. You've heard of that company before, haven't you?
Of course.
Yeah. So, and then the bottom one, yeah. So funny story about that one, right? So our RMM tool, right? So we have a set of users that are remote, and they require a Mac to perform some new functions of their job. One of our products that we build, my entity is a software company, so one of the products we're building, we are working on, I think we actually recently just launched it, a mobile application basically of it. And so for them to do some development for the Apple side of it, they need Macs to be able to use. There are some logistical things of which I don't know the entire story. I just know that there are some large logistical things that make giving these users a physical system a nightmare. So the idea is that these will live on site at our headquarters, and then we will utilize our RMM tool to allow these users to remote into them. Great idea in practice, right? Or great idea in theory. In practice, not so much, right? So here's the thing.
Why?
So we purchased M1 Mac Minis. So what do you know about the M1s, Zach?
Oh, wow, but it can't run everything natively.
It can't run everything natively. So the particular application that we are using for our RMM product
can't be run natively.
It doesn't have it's not built natively. It is only x86 based. So it gets translated through Rosetta, right? I expect, because we've had issues with this for a while now, I expect that is what is causing a lot of the issues, where when you actually remote into it, the performance was sluggish. I don't know. I don't know where we're at yet. And I'll explain why in a second. And then the other lovely thing is that the agent would just magically crash. Yep. Like all right, well, see you later. I'm out. And we figured this out. I figured this out by just restarting the agent, and it would magically show up online again. But so anyway, apparently, they're getting to the point in this project and in development where they actually need these systems badly, right? And so now we're being tasked with, basically, okay, we gotta either make these work or we gotta figure out what we're gonna do, right?
Like
so,
you do, yeah.
I have been messing with that this week, and that meant nuking them and then reinstalling macOS on them and setting them back up. So I spent like the last 2 days like locked in my office messing with a Mac. I'm actually surprised.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
I'm actually surprised it didn't go out the window.
Really? Okay. Impressive, yeah.
So this is another one of those like stupid moments, right? So I'm getting one of these Mac Minis set up, right? And they are supposed to have static IP addresses. So I'm putting the static IP address information in, right? And everything. And then I pop open Google and it won't do anything. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? This was working just fine on DHCP. Like, literally, what is going on? So I reach out to our networking guy, and he's like, oh, let me make a configuration change on your network port. And I'm like, okay. He's like, what network port are you on? I'm like, let me find out. So I figure that out, give him that information. He changes that. It's like, cool. So I try again. Nothing. So now I'm like, what is going on, right? So I send him the information, the IP address information that I'm using, and I'm like, can you just look over this, make sure I'm not doing something stupid here, right? He's like, nope, looks good to me. And I'm like, okay. So I'm trying it, and I'm trying it, and I'm trying it, and I'm like, what the actual heck is going on here, right? Yeah, turns out DNS entries are very important, Zach.
You didn't have a DNS server configured?
I didn't have any DNS records in there. You know why? In my defense, so when you put the static IP address information in, it only asks for the IP address, the subnet mask, and the default gateway. And then if you want to go put DNS records in, you have to click on another button and then click on like a whole separate tab. It's not like Windows where everything is just right there in front of you. No.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I missed him. And as soon as I figured that out, I'm like, I literally sent him a facepalm emoji in chat and was like, yeah, DNS records help. Now it's happy. But yeah, that was just another one of those in the saga of wanting to toss the thing out the window. So, now that they're up and running, it's not so bad. Now it's mostly just kind of sitting around and testing them and waiting to see what happens. Although, so I set up with our RMM tool, an alert that sends me an email whenever one of them goes offline for like more than 5 minutes. And I have no idea what was... Oh, you know what? Actually, I think I do know what it was. I think it was going to sleep and then waking up and going to sleep and waking up and going to sleep and waking up because I forgot to reconfigure that on one of them. So I had like literally like 50, maybe not 50 emails, but I had a good stack of emails this morning just of alerts.
I don't like getting emails.
It's like, oh, it went down. Hey, it's resolved itself. Hey, it's down again. It's resolved itself. So...
Emails usually mean I'm going to have to look at something, and I don't really... that's right.
Emails usually mean I have to look at something too, because our tickets come in, and then I get an email about it. Or it's like, hey, so-and-so opened this ticket for you.
At the old job, I made a folder in my Outlook called the garbage can, and routed all ticket emails there. Because I received thousands of them. And didn't want to receive any of them. So
You know, it's
yeah.
surprising just how few tickets I actually get in a day. Because I
Yeah, they
really,
weren't all mine. I just got emails about every ticket. So
and
why would I want to do that?
oh, I get an email. Oh, okay, so the thing is the way our ticketing system is set up, is stuff gets filtered through tags or something. I'm not exactly sure how they determine what goes where, but there's conditionals in there where it's not like every single thing that goes to the help desk comes to us. Depending on what it is that what your problem is, it will get filtered to different teams. So I only get tickets related to like employee support, which is what my role is. And typically when I get tickets, like they'll usually come in kind of a batch. And it'll be something really simple like, hey, go change this user's manager in Active Directory. Things that take like 5 seconds. So
Yeah, those are simple enough.
yeah. That was an interesting thing. I had to figure out how to put the Active Directory users and computers thing back on my system today. So it turns out if you have a server on site that pushes you updates, you have to temporarily disable that so that your computer can go out to Microsoft and grab what it needs.
Oh, that's funny.
And then re-enable it. So anyway, so besides that though, I think I've got most. I didn't really. So here's the benefit. I've only been with my company for what, like 3-4 months, so I didn't really have that much stuff on my computer. In fact, I had some extra stuff that I had like installed doing some testing, so I get to start fresh again. And because I have the 10th gen now, I have like one of the newer computers, so that means I won't have to update for a while or upgrade for a while.
I still find it hard to believe that a single generation of CPU really translates to much of a actual user improvement.
It might just be because it's newer too. That could honestly be what it is.
You could have probably achieved the same effect by just wiping the old one.
It had been wiped before it was given to me.
Oh, maybe you did a bad job with it then.
I don't know. I just know I got a new computer out of the deal. So, yeah. Anyway, oh, and I put LED strips up in my room too, or my office. So
that sounds dreadful. Are they RGB?
They are RGB, but I can pick the colors, so they're just like a static color. So
if it won't give me an epileptic seizure, I don't want it in my sight.
Yeah, no, like, so I can have them fade through the different colors, but I just picked one color and let it sit there all day. So that's how I'll probably use those. I kind of went with like a pinkish color actually. I kind of like the way that looks. I don't know why. It just seems to be the most one of the more mellow colors that I can pick with it. So, but anyway, yeah. So one of those neat things. A couple other people have LED strips in their offices too. They've done the same thing. So I've got shelves and I put them under the shelf. So now I have like lighting under the shelf. So I can do like a straight white if I want, but I can also pick different colors too, depending on what it is that I want to do. So kind of neat. But yeah, so that's been my week. I still can't believe I deleted my own system out of Active Directory. Yeah. At least I did it to me. I mean, like I said, I did one other user by accident. And we got that resolved. And then me, I probably should have just gone the route of undeleting the object in Active Directory, and it probably would have solved the problem. And then just reestablishing the trust. But anyway. Yeah. One of the benefits, though, is that I probably need to run an update on that system. But one of the benefits is that I had another system already imaged and ready to go. I literally just had to grab it off the shelf and sign into it was all, and then put my apps on it. So, so I was back up and running within a few minutes. But anyway, cool. Tech topics for this week, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this. Do you know who Gamers Nexus is?
Yeah.
So anyway, some referred to as Tech Jesus.
I wonder why.
According to Gamers Nexus, and allegedly multiple comments by viewers on the channel, Newegg has been running what Steve from Gamers Nexus calls a scam, Zach.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's basically, it boils down to Newegg refusing RMAs for extremely sketchy reasons, and not only refusing the RMAs, refusing to refund the money, but refusing to apparently also send the product back. So
oh, so you're just out
we're going
completely.
to keep the product and your money because you sent the product back to us. So we're not even going to send you the product back that we're refusing to take back.
Oh my. So I sent a system into Lenovo to have the battery repaired in it because the battery was expanding. And we had the extended warranty on it, right?
Right.
Come to find out that apparently buried in Lenovo's terms and services, right? And only buried in their terms and services does it say, yes, the battery is only under warranty for 1 year. It doesn't matter whether you have the 36 or 48 month extended warranty. The battery's only under warranty for 12 months.
What kind of garbage battery only lasts 12 months? Jeez.
So we sent the system in, and then I got a bill. Well, not a bill, I got a quote actually, from Lenovo saying, hey, it's going to cost you like $140 some to put a battery in this thing.
$140 some.
And I'm looking at this quote like, what is going on? This thing is under warranty. So I call in and I talk to somebody and I'm like, what's going on? Why did I get a quote? Oh yeah, the battery's only under warranty for a year. And I'm like, what? What do you mean it's only under warranty for a year? Then what's the point of the 48 month? What is the point of the extended warranty at that point?
Let's see. The most likely thing for you to send your battery or your computer in for, yeah, that's not covered by the extended warranty.
No, it is an optional add-on that you can buy. So, anyway, then I end up talking to a manager, and I'm not trying to be a Kyle here or anything like that. What I was trying to do was play this from the point of an average consumer where it's, okay, sure, that's fine, but you should probably, do I agree with it? No. But my biggest problem was that nowhere in this entire process did it ever clearly state in an obvious place that the battery is only under warranty for a year. If I had seen that before, I would have been like, well, that's dumb, but whatever.
Well, of course. And that's why it's in an obscure location. I mean, we all...
Yeah, it's
we
buried.
Know why it is how it is.
Buried in their terms of service. And so that was my argument.
That most people buying this extended warranty are probably thinking of their battery.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, more than anything else, people are probably thinking of the battery.
So anyway, yeah, I ended up talking to this manager, and I'm like, so yeah, which they didn't really do anything about it. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, right? So I talked to my manager, and I'm like, what do we want to do? We have another battery in one of our other locations that was going to be used to replace a battery that also was having some issues that magically resolved itself. So we have an extra one. So I told Lenovo, I was like, you know what? Just ship the thing back to me. I'm repaired. We don't want to repair it. Right? Or we don't want you to repair it, basically. Right? I got a message yesterday that it's in repair right now. So I'm curious to see if they're just like, well, whatever, we'll put a battery in it and call it good, or if they're gonna put a battery in it, ship it back to me, and send me a bill.
Lenovo are some of the worst rats in the PC space. So.
Yeah, but they make really good products.
Do they though?
The ThinkPad line I think is still decent.
I mean, my employer gave me a ThinkPad, and honestly, it seems to me like just a pretty average laptop, I guess. I don't know. The keyboard's kind of nice, but
It's okay. You only have a 9th gen.
actually, I have a 10th gen. Thanks for asking.
Do you have a 10th gen?
Yeah, it's an i7, but it's a quad core, so is it really an i7? I don't know.
Mine's probably a quad core too.
I love this whole thing where like, oh yeah, it's an i7, but it's a quad core, so it's like basically the same as an i5. Okay.
Well, yeah, wasn't 10th gen the generation where they went backwards?
No, the 109. You're thinking of the 10900K and the 11900K. The 11900K being just worse by almost every performance metric.
But one of them, they cut like the core count in half, didn't they?
They didn't cut it in half. It went from 10 to 8.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I mean. Okay, so it didn't get cut in half, but it got cut. Yeah, because I remember.
Also, do you remember those old dual core i7s? Those were freaking ridiculous too. Like, come on. I thought the point of i3, i5, i7 was so you know what tier of performance you're getting. If I'm buying an i7, I expect I'm getting the highest tier of performance, not a friggin' dual core.
And then the i9 came out, and everything got blurred.
It was already blurred.
I know. Well, now it's like, is there really any difference between a Core i5 and a Core i7? Like, honestly? Like, maybe a little here and there. Like, I mean, so my new HP that I bought, right? It's a Core i7. I wanted a Core i7 chip in it. The Core i5 probably still would have been fine, but I wanted the Core i7 because, well, it's a Core i7. It's supposed to have more power. Does it really? Who knows?
Well, I know that the one that I bought, it's a 10.8, like, personally bought. Is it like, I don't know, it's like a 10.875 something or another.
Okay.
Yeah, that definitely has more power because I can feel the heat it puts out.
I think my work laptop is a 10th gen. It might be. No, I think it's a 10th gen because it's got like the silver sticker. It doesn't have...
the silver sticker is 10th gen, yes.
Yeah, it's 10th gen. This, my laptop that's sitting right here, my HP Pavilion, is an 11th gen Core i7.
The 11th gens were blue. No, were they blue?
Yeah, this has got a blue one. Yeah.
The 11th gen stickers were, oh yeah, and then the 12th gen stickers are also redesigned too.
So this is an 11th gen Core i7.
The silver sticker is the only one that's 10th gen.
1165 G7, whatever the flip that means. I don't know. Runs at
so basically what you're saying is this is like horrifically confusing and basically, well, how do we put
it's kind of like AMD's naming scheme for a while.
It basically derails the whole like i3, i5, i7, i9 thing where you're supposed to be able to gauge what tier of performance you're buying just by the number, where it's actually
right. It's like, okay, so I'm buying a Core i7, right? Better performance than the Core i5, but not as good as performance as a Core i9. But like,
yes, but
in the tier of things, like,
but of course, not all are created equal, and in fact, not even. Well, whatever. Forget it. It's stupid and confusing. I don't even know why we're talking about this. We were supposed to be talking about Newegg scanning. Remember that?
Oh, let's see here. Hang on. 11.
But yeah, that whole story was pretty ridiculous. Like, I'm pretty sure they claimed that he had bent the pins in the socket when he hadn't even opened the shipping box, let alone the product box.
Okay, so sorry, I was just curious. So my system right here is a quad core i7.
Great, so it's basically not an i7. Got it. Anyway, and regarding the Newegg thing, honestly, I have a theory that if that occurrence is happening seemingly at random to a relatively small but still not insignificant number of people, it sounds to me like maybe somebody in the RMA department or whatever they call themselves is accidentally damaging the products and then trying to pass the blame onto the users so they don't lose their job or get, reprimanded for being careless with the product.
Could be. Yeah, so
Like, oh, whoops, I just, I just screwed up some of the pins. Oh, sorry, I meant to say this product came in damaged. The customer did it.
So, yeah, the scam involves customers being defined or denied refunds by Newegg after what are supposedly return-eligible products, specifically motherboards here. Newegg has apparently been consistently citing customer-caused damage to CPU pins as the reason for withholding the funds from would-be RMAers. Now, as Steve says, he's heard about the issue for years, and his best way to test was to basically, just RMA a bunch of stuff, I guess. So he reports that after attempting to return a $500 all-in motherboard, that they no longer ended up needing, which is a fact that they made quite transparent in the return merchandise request, right? They received an infamous response about customer damage to the board. The Newegg response came despite Steve's claims that the box the product shipped in was never even opened. And wait, so, okay, so PGA, those are... I'm going to get this wrong.
I believe it was an LGA. It was an LGA socket level.
Right, but pin grid array, right? So...
No, pin grid array is when the pins are on the CPU.
Oh, okay. So LAN grid array, sorry. Okay,
yes.
So LGA style motherboards, right? Which are, what, Intel, right?
Well, both vendors have used LGA motherboards in the past. But
okay, but typically Intel, I think, right?
I don't. Yeah.
The point that I'm trying to.
I don't think AMD has used an LGA socket.
The point that I'm trying to make is that generally, if you have a LGA motherboard, it has a cover that comes over the CPU socket just for that purpose.
Although actually, the AM5 socket will be an LGA.
Regardless, though, you know this, right? They come with a cover over the socket.
Yeah, I believe that there was also that another thing that was highlighted was the fact that this product had been an open box and had been rather stealthily labeled an open box product. And this, I think it was speculated in the story that this occurrence was more likely to happen to you if you purchase an open box product.
So what do? Videotape yourself opening the thing?
You're screwed. You can't do anything. You can't do anything unless you have 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
I mean,
because what are they going to do? Even if you send them a video of yourself opening the shipping box and seeing the product damaged and sending it back, how can you prove to them that you didn't just tape the box up after damaging it and then film yourself, quote unquote, freshly opening the box?
So it comes in a box.
You can't prove that you didn't do it. Well, they can still say that it's your fault.
Hold on, it comes in a box, right? So the product is going to come inside of a box with probably Newegg tape on it, right? I would guess. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
So
okay, but what if you got Newegg tape and put it on after damaging the product? Okay, see, you could still be scamming them. That's why your RMA is denied.
Goodness gracious. Okay, so we had...
My point is, though, that there is no way you can prove to them that it wasn't your fault, even if you sit there and film yourself driving it to the post office without ever having opened the box.
Yeah, I know. So the funny thing is that, a similar situation happened where our security team wanted to figure out a way that we could confirm that a brand new system shipped from Lenovo hadn't been tampered with. It's like, because they come in a sealed box?
Don't really think you can.
It's like, well, they come in a sealed box? It's like, yeah, so the UPS driver, somehow happened to obtain the Lenovo stickers, right? That go on the box and have perfect knowledge of how to, or not perfect knowledge, but knowledge of how to, put some kind of malware on these systems, right? Oh, and then by the way, we totally wipe the initial image that's on the system anyway from the factory and put our own custom image on. So anyway, yeah. Okay. I mean, so here's the thing about this is this definitely is Newegg? Yeah, I probably won't be purchasing anything from them anytime soon. Not until they get this sorted out.
Yeah, I don't really use Newegg anyway that much, but yeah, that's rough.
I am, oh, I need to redo that. I am working on getting tax exemption set up for TechBeam Media, and plan to purchase some products from Micro Center. So,
oh, lovely. You have Micro Center?
We don't have Micro Center, but well, the world of internet exists.
Okay. I didn't even know they shipped, honestly.
Yeah, I believe they do.
Well, they don't have to ship to me.
So anyway, yeah, that'll be something I'm going to be working on getting set up. But yeah. I guess Micro Center has some decently cheap SATA SSDs. I'd like to pick up a couple just to have on hand for projects or something like that. Or
yeah, they're nice. They're it's $30 for 250 gigs.
Yeah, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. I had somebody that I know had purchased a secondhand laptop from a school district, and asked me to put a solid state drive in it. I meant to go get one, and then I was like, oh, I have one sitting around, sort of for this purpose. So that's why I don't have any more, so that's why I want to purchase a couple more, so I have them online, or I have them on hand, I mean. Okay, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
You ready for this?
Huh?
You ready for this?
Ready for what?
Hang on. Pull up your video real quick.
Okay.
So it's a laptop, but something's missing, Zach.
Yeah, the video feed?
No, this is not a video. Oh, you're missing the video feed, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't see anything.
How about now?
No.
What? I'm sharing video now.
You're not. It's disabled. Now you are. What? No. This is garbage. Literal garbage. Stop there. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop before this laptop's giving out.
So what's missing, Zach?
Yeah, well, we all know. The ports.
You got it.
And what is that abomination on the lid? Because if that's the replacement for a charger, honestly, it basically nullifies all the cleanliness of not having any cables.
That is the replacement, I believe, for the charger.
That is awful. Just stop.
Yup. So, let me see what I can find out about this thing.
Is this a real product?
Yeah, so in a move, that kind of, follows in Apple's dreams here for the iPhone. The world's first
this? Is this a Surface?
It is not a Surface. The world's first portless laptop is currently in the design phase from a small boutique company called Craob? Here, Zach. Let's see how you pronounce this.
Well, they're probably dumb idiots for making a laptop without any ports.
Can you pronounce that?
No, I can't.
Craob. However the heck you pronounce that. And it may make some people a bit crabby. Are you crabby about this, Zach?
Yes, this is awful.
We'll start with the good.
This is a waste of silicon.
Specs include the usual modern thin and light tech, an i7 1280p with Iris Xe graphics, 13.3-inch 4K UHD plus display, up to 32 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM, up to a 2 terabyte NVMe Gen 4 SSD, and Intel Wi-Fi 6E. So, I mean, it's got some decent specs. The laptop concept shows off a bezel-less display, pinhole camera, punch-out similar to what we see on some smartphones.
You just want to make it even better, huh?
Unlock is unlikely, and there's been no word on fingerprint scanners either. Okay, so if I go back here, right, and I pull this image open here, right?
Why does it have a whole punch? Stop! Just stop!
It kind of...
I do not want this on my laptop. Oh my god. Okay, listen. I barely ever watch full screen content on my phone, right? But I still hate the idea of a hole punch.
Okay.
On a laptop? Which I might actually be watching something in full screen on? A hole punch? Are you kidding? No! Oh.
To me,
you should be okay with this.
Okay, now hang on. The actual display of the item, like of the actual laptop screen, reminds me of an iPad Pro.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying, there's that, right? But anyway. Yeah, so it clearly requires some form of wireless connectivity to the laptop, and it's still unclear how they plan to achieve Thunderbolt wirelessly. That's an interesting one.
They won't. Thunderbolt can pass, 40 gigabits of bandwidth?
I have no idea. Oh my gosh.
If you're going to do that wirelessly, I hope you have a serious piece of hardware.
Okay, so let's pull up the website real quick here, Zach. Introducing...
Check that statement again.
Introducing world's first portless Ultrabook. Okay, first off...
It's 40 gigabits, I'm right.
First off, whoever designed this website, what are you doing? The Ultrabook is characterized by an ultra-slim and lightweight form factor and the absence of any physical port.
This is garbage.
Super lightweight, 1.9 pounds, super thin, 7mm thickness. Excuse me, portless.
This is basically a tablet.
Yeah, it basically is a tablet.
This is basically a tablet with one of those keyboard covers.
Okay,
with a wireless charger that magnetically attaches to the back. Okay, but so we made a cool laptop without any blemishes and except for a huge hole punch, and no silly ports to muck up your experience, right? Okay, great. Yeah, now do you want to put a giant, like, tumor on the back of the screen to charge it? You do? Okay, good. Because that's exactly what you're going to do if you want to charge the battery.
I,
Like,
I have no idea.
any claim that the design of this laptop is like clean and minimalistic goes out the window when you see that giant tumor on the back of the screen.
This and like, okay, I don't know who designed this website, but wow, you need some help. Like, you can't even read half of this. The wireless charger features a wide variety of ports, including USB-C, USB-A, Thunderbolt, and SD card slot, and a headphone jack.
The in my opinion, this web design trend of like, okay, displaying a product and then like slowly dribbling out a list of features as you scroll down the stupid page with a bunch of gigantic images is just so stupid. I hate it. Like just give me a concise list of the features and then maybe like a photo gallery or something. I shouldn't have to scroll a mile just to see all the features of the product.
No, it's like the Apple style.
Well, the Apple style sucks then, if that's what you want to call it. I don't like it. It's terrible. It just makes you have to scroll forever just to see what the product's features are. Just give me a list of, just give me some bullet points. Like, come on, why does every like do you think I'm incapable? Do you think my like little goldfish brain is incapable of reading more than 10 words at a time without being distracted by a shiny rendering of the product?
Oh no, here you go, Zach. Hang on.
Sorry, I'm kind of like ragging on about stupid stuff. Yeah, this, like, really? Like, okay, yeah, see? I can't read more than 2 words without being distracted by a shiny render of the product. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, it's, here's a few things about it. Oh, shiny.
This is what annoys me, is the fact that you have to scroll forever on Apple's website.
Yes, I hate it. This is garbage. Like, just give me a concise list of the specifications and features of the product, please. Basically, it's the Apple style. On the plus side, Apple at least made their website mostly readable.
I know, right?
Like, as in the words can be read. You know, you're not getting white words on white background.
Okay, so because you're already fired up
for that.
Because you're already fired up, and I just want to fire you up even more, Zach.
Oh, great! I love it. You're the best.
So,
also credit to Apple, they don't put a giant tumor on the back of it.
Yet?
Yeah, I'm sure the Apple engineers saw this product and they're like, quick.
Oh my god. Okay, so Zach, to trigger you even more, right?
The cheese grater!
The cheese grater, right? Hang on. Okay?
What?
So, our sister company, right?
Okay, how many of those $6,000 Macs did you buy?
We didn't buy any. Our sister company will be purchasing 3 of them.
That's it?
And who knows how much they're gonna be.
Wait, hang on. Go to those CPU choices. All right, listen. Go back to those CPUs. Okay, let's see. So 4 extra cores cost $50.
Okay,
oh my god!
You gotta stop yelling, because every time you do, I can't hear you.
Their cores cost $1,000 extra.
Wait, what did you say?
That's whack. I said 4 additional cores cost extra $1,000.
So again, let's spec this out, right?
Didn't we already do this? It ended up costing like $50K or something ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
1.5 terabytes of memory. That's rough.
So, hang on.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
for 1.5 terabytes of DDR4 ECC memory, it is an extra.
perhaps I can run Google Chrome finally.
It is $25,000 extra.
That's how many? Okay, let's see. Hang on.
Okay, now this is interesting. Why are two Radeon Pro W6900X with 32 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory each? Why is that $11,600? And the Duo with 64 gigabytes of that is $9,600. What?
Is that a dual GPU card?
I have no idea. I don't know why
Not
this.
privy to any of the designations of these.
I don't know why this one is so much more expensive than this one, though.
No, I don't care about this.
Anyway, okay, let's assume that that's the best because it's the most
I'm
expensive.
quite sure this is actually a dual GPU card. Maybe. Let's see.
Oh, the
Oh,
app.
great. AMD's website
Yeah.
almost kind of does this stupid Apple thing.
The Magic Mouse and Magic Trackpad. Sure, for $150? Sure.
Yes, it is a dual GPU card.
We'll go
So the Duo, you could have 4 GPUs in your computer. That's great.
What comes in the box?
Magic.
Yeah,
Magic.
$54,848.
Yeah, that's basically it.
That's a nice vehicle for that amount of money.
That's a really nice vehicle. Brand new.
I think the Ford Lightning is only like $30-some thousand.
Well, that's the electric pickup.
Yeah, it's the electric pickup. Yep. But anyway, like, yeah. Anyway,
Top, what a scam.
you
You know, I can't wait for Apple to copycat this idea, and then like, you know, in some dark timeline in the future, we're going to have like, you know, a product that launches with such configuration, and then, you know, they're gonna, let's say, they're going to, you know, people are gonna make aftermarket accessories that interface with this wireless connection, right? And then the manufacturer of said product is going to disable all of those by a software update that, like, somehow software locks you from using any third-party wireless accessories to charge your laptop. Or to connect your headphones or whatever. Can't hear you.
But it'll work great with
but it'll work great if you buy the official Apple PM whatever
oh my
product that goes with it. Yeah, that's going to be what's going to happen. All these, like, you know, we're going to get into this like new paradigm of wireless everything. All the peripherals are wireless, and then if you buy any third-party crap, they're just going to brick it with a software update and say, "Now you can't use it anymore. Better buy the official Apple verified, approved trash product instead."
All right, so while Zach is already fired up, let's fire him up even more now. Let's talk about a company called let's talk about a company by the name of GameStop, Zach.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about them in recent memory.
GameStop is launching its own. You ready for this, Zach?
Don't say cloud gaming service.
No. Maybe even worse. They're launching their own NFT marketplace.
Oh god, that's way worse. That's really bad. I couldn't have even imagined anything that stupid.
GameStop plans to launch its own marketplace for non-fungible tokens and is co-creating an up to $100 million fund for game developers who use it. The marketplace will mark GameStop's expansion from a popular meme stock to a company that dabbles in cryptocurrency and Web3 tech, although it may also provoke the wrath of gamers who are stridently opposed to NFTs.
Oh, yeah, they're pretty stupid. Well, okay, here's the thing, right? I can just imagine a bunch of GameStop executives sat around a board meeting and being like, okay, well, our company came back to the brink thanks to some dummies on Reddit. Um, but now we actually have to do something. What do we do? And then, some godforsaken rabbit hole comes this. This is what they're going to do. Well,
What? Okay, hang on. I gotta look at this.
Ignore this product, whatever.
Okay. So, I was just curious.
Mm-hmm.
No, go away. Then what? Gosh, this is stupid, Zach. Look at this, okay? Hang on. Right? So I'm picking the cookies that I want to turn off, right? Necessary. Then why even give me a checkbox?
Better yet, how are 34 of them necessary? In any case,
In any case, all right.
In any case, I never bothered to turn the cookies off because I know that, like, okay, yeah, sure, okay, you're going to track me for advertising, are you? Oh, okay, well, say hi to uBlock for me, thanks.
Okay, every day's the first 500 days. This right here.
500 what?
The first, or 5,000 days, excuse me.
Of what?
Every day is the first 5,000 days. I don't know. This right here, that's on your screen right now, right?
What am I looking at?
I don't know. A bunch of pictures of whatever, right?
Okay.
Let's see.
Sure.
Every Days is a collection of 5,000 individual pieces of digital art, all in one collage. This sold for $69.3 million and is the most expensive NFT ever sold to a single buyer, Zach.
Oh, lovely.
$69.3 million. Million.
Are you going to right-click save that?
With an M.
Are you going to right-click save that?
No.
Why not? You could steal 69 or whatever $1 million. Basically, I mean, that's what I heard from some NFT people, that if you do that, you're stealing.
I don't know how you. I don't know. I really don't know. Like. You know, though, this is going to be the thing, right? So, like, 2011, Bitcoin was first becoming a thing. Everyone's like, oh, Bitcoin, that's stupid. That'll never take off. And now it's huge. I don't know about this NFT thing.
The funny thing is that, there are actually legitimate uses for NFTs. I know it sounds ridiculous to say that, but there really are. But no one seems to be doing those things with it. They're just selling pictures of monkeys.
So
I don't know. I mean, imagine, okay, everyone hates like ticket scalping, right? What if your concert tickets were NFTs and couldn't be resold?
Sure, I mean,
because it's an NFT, you can prove that you own it, and you also can't resell it. Win, right?
I don't know enough about
how to get rid of something that people don't like. right there.
I don't know enough about NFTs, but like,
Neither do I. I just know that those things are possible. That it's possible to make a non-resellable NFT, and that an NFT is an NFT because you can prove you own it.
Interesting.
Whatever. So there you go. Great.
All right, moving on.
Original example. I read that somewhere.
Did you know this?
It made sense to me. I was like, yeah, that's legit. No one likes ticket scalping. Let's use NFTs, which people also don't like, to get rid of something that people don't like.
Okay, so this is also a thing. Well, it was a thing. Did you know Mozilla had a VR version of Firefox, Zach?
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, okay, it's not going to hurt anybody, but like, why?
Well, they're retiring their virtually and augmented reality web browser, Firefox Reality, passing the baton to an outside team that plans to launch it under a new name. I mean, okay, look, like, the augmented reality is kind of neat, but we're not there yet. It's neat.
No, we're not.
But we're not there yet.
I'll see you in the Facebook metaverse.
Speaking of the metaverse, actually, Zach, Meta's market value plunges by $230 billion in one day.
Good. I hope their robotic CEO has to. Good. I hope their robotic CEO has to sell a few of his yachts.
The price of shares of Meta, the parent company of Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Meta Quest, formerly known as Oculus, dropped more than 25% at the start of trading on Thursday after it revealed its first ever sequential decline in Facebook. Excuse me. Facebook's daily active users. By the time the market closed, the company had seen $230 billion in market value wiped out, the biggest one-day loss ever by a U.S. company.
That's hilarious.
It is actually pretty funny. Not as funny as the time where they all got locked out of their building.
Evil company loses lots of money.
But pretty funny. The company has struggled with waning relevance among young people as CEO Mark Zuckerberg refocuses its aim towards metaverse plans. It was also hit hard by changes Apple made to its ad privacy policy. CFO David Wenner said Wednesday that Meta would likely lose more than $10 million in sales as a result of the new iOS rules, which limit customer tracking. Okay, so Apple doing something good, maybe? Sure.
Apple doing something good for the wrong reasons. The only reason Apple did that is because they know that they want to make the money that Facebook is making off the tracking.
That's probably true, yeah.
They're like, no, you can't have that because that's ours. We're going to be doing evil things with that. You can't.
Meta wasn't the only.
I can't wait to see. Facebook's probably going to make their own phones. They're gonna try to make their own, garbage mobile ecosystem, whatever.
Oh my.
I couldn't. Facebook couldn't go into the grave soon enough. Like, young people all think Facebook's for boomers. Yeah. Facebook can die with. Facebook can die with its user base.
Meta wasn't the only company having a rough Thursday. The entire NASDAQ exchange was off by nearly 2% by midday, and rival Snap and Twitter, which are both listed on the New York Stock Exchange, were also trading lower. Of course, Meta is still worth some $671 billion and reported over $40 billion of profit for 2021, despite the headwinds cited frequently on a call with investors to discuss the results. That's a slightly better position than it was after its 2012 cluster F of an IPO, when it took an entire year before the company's stock rebounded to match the original offering price. Interesting. You know what I just realized? We completely skipped over the Microsoft news for this week. I mean, how could we skip over that? What did I have for Microsoft news this week? Oh yeah, Microsoft to test new experimental Windows 11 features. Whatever the heck that means. Quote unquote features.
Microsoft coming up with new creative bugs. Also, Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard. I'm surprised they didn't put that.
I see that. Yeah, that's a thing. Look,
It is pretty interesting.
maybe we'll cover it, but in a
Well, I don't know.
not right now.
I'm sure it's been talked to death.
Yeah, we might cover it in another show or something like that. But anyway, no, I did see that as I was scrolling through the Techverse. But after revealing last week that Windows 11 is getting a bigger than usual update in February with Android apps, taskbar improvements, and much more, Microsoft is now detailing its plans for Windows 11 testing throughout 2022. The software maker says its plans to experiment more with features for Windows 11 testers to evaluate that may never ship. Wait, what? The software maker says it plans to experiment more with features for Windows 11 testers to evaluate that may never... What? Okay, anyway. As part of this ongoing evolution, insiders will see us lean more heavily on the dev channel as a place to incubate new ideas, work on long lead times, and control the status of individual features. The lead for the Windows Insider program said, in some cases, these concepts will never ship, but by experimenting more, we can better refine experiences and deliver solutions in Windows that truly empower our customers to achieve more. Here's a good start, Microsoft. How about you turn off the telemetry data? Oh, and all the freaking ads.
Or how about if they wish to continue including these quote-unquote features in Windows, make Windows free.
Yup.
I really don't understand why Microsoft thinks they can charge more than $100 for a Windows 10 license. That's just for home. Isn't it almost $200 for Pro?
I have no idea because I don't pay for licenses.
Yeah.
Okay, no, hang on. I don't pay for licenses because I have legitimate and legal ways of getting licenses.
Yes, I wasn't suggesting pirate.
No, but I was putting that out there.
There would be nothing immoral about doing so. Regardless, don't pirate. Obligatory, don't do it. What was I saying? Fuck. Oh yeah. Why the hell does Windows cost as much as it does when they make so much money spying on you?
Because they're just like
if
any
you're
other
gonna
company.
spy on me, if you're gonna spy on me, at least don't charge me for the product, because clearly I am the product.
Yeah.
If you're going to charge me for the product, then don't make me the product.
I agree with that. Microsoft is planning to give Windows 11 testers a window in which they can switch from dev channel to beta channel to avoid the more experimental features that are on the way. Interesting. Fun. What will Microsoft release next that won't delete all of your data? I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Amazon workers at a second warehouse in New York City say they have filed a petition to unionize that.
I've seen a lot of like random blurbs about, this or that place unionizing. I'm just like, good idea.
So, okay, I was listening to one Linus Tech Tips a while back, and I think we covered this on the channel here too. But okay, so here's the thing, right? So you see a lot of people, you see a lot of places hiring, right? And you see a lot of people complaining, oh, well, there's plenty of jobs out there. People just don't want to get jobs, right?
Yeah, but jobs aren't paying it.
Exactly. So here's the thing, right? So I am sure that there is a number of people, a portion of the population that just, are like, nah, I can basically, rig the system and not have to do anything, right? I don't agree with those people, but anyway. But then there are the people who are like, sure, I will go out and get a job, but like, you don't want to work for like peanuts, right? And I think that
No one does.
the pandemic really brought to light a lot of that, and I think that that is why we're seeing so much trouble with employment right now. Is it's not that the jobs don't exist; it's the jobs exist, but people they're like, no, it's not worth. I am worth more than what you are willing to pay.
Yeah, right. That's true. Imagine this, right? Okay, so you probably don't want to flip burgers at McDonald's, right? But there's probably an amount of money that you do it for, isn't there?
Yeah,
Certainly. For me too. I don't want to flip burgers at McDonald's. It sounds awful, but if you paid me enough money, I'd be happy to do it.
Fun fact: you don't actually flip burgers.
Yeah, whatever. You get the point.
They are. I mean, coming from McDonald's, right? Literally, the grill is like built in two parts. So there's like a top plate and then the actual grill. You literally put the frozen patties on the grill, and then you hit a button. So it's pretty idiot proof. But anyway, continue.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But okay, but yeah, like my point is that it's not that the jobs are just too terrible or that nobody wants to work. People just aren't being offered enough money to feel like it's worth doing.
People want to be valued, and I think that that is one of the biggest things that the pandemic brought some light to. I think was, people wanting to be valued, and I think that that's why you're having such a hard time. Yeah, finding people who want to work right now. It's not that they don't want to work; it's that I think it's a societal problem. In our society, there is this, oh, well, you don't have a college degree, so like, you get the crappy job working at McDonald's, or working in retail or whatever, right? And I think that us as a society have done a poor job of looking at that and saying, you don't have a college degree, you deserve less money. I can guarantee.
I think there's just too many overpaid people in society.
Well, that could be too, yeah. The thing is that I did a lot more work working my last retail job than I do now, and I get paid way more.
Me too. Even at my last job, just before this one, I did way more work than I'm doing now, and I'm getting paid 50% more right now.
Yeah. So this whole notion...
At every job, I've worked less and less and less, and got paid more and more and more just because I have more experience.
My whole notion here
Let's
is
keep this trend going. Pretty soon, I'll be working not an ounce.
Oh goodness sake. The notion here though is like, it's like, sure, okay, it's a retail job, right? But those people do a crap ton of work. Yeah. I don't know.
I think that those kind of jobs should just be entirely automated, so nobody has to do them. The only people who have to do those jobs are the people who babysit the robots.
See, okay, I wonder about that in terms of, does that push specific people out of a job though, too?
No, it just pushes them up a bracket.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, those people got to do something.
Right, but okay, so here's where that possibly becomes a societal problem though, is okay, so we pushed them out of those jobs, and you can't have a more, shall we say, premium job because you don't hold the particular credentials, which is complete BS, right? I am a good example of this. Zach, do I have a college degree?
Do you? Did you finally finish it?
No.
Okay.
No. I do not possess. No.
Okay, fine.
I went back and I dropped out again.
You're in IT. Well, you know what? You're in IT, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, but here's my point, right? Is what do you typically need to get into IT? Okay, fine. But typically you need a
I
degree.
guess you're not getting into IT if you have experience. You're already in it.
Typically you need a degree though, right? To get the job, right?
Well, I mean, it may not have been a fancy pants like bachelor's or whatever, but my 2-year degree didn't get me squat. What got me my first job in IT was having some pretty low tier experience, but still experience.
Okay, fine. True. My point is though is that you had
or being lucky. I don't know.
Well, my point is that you had a lot easier time, I'm sure, probably trying to find a job in IT than I did. Because companies at least would look at you because you had a degree. I didn't.
I think there's probably a lot more that went into that.
What? Me?
Yeah. I would say that, well, first of all, I live closer to a big city. That puts more companies just within feasible distance of me.
That's true. But we're talking even putting an application in and being rejected at that stage.
You have no idea how many rejections I got, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like I just got lucky, and then after that, I just rolled on experience. Like, okay, well, I'm going to work here for a while, get some experience, and move up, and then work here for a while and get some experience and move up.
My point is, though, is that
probably do it again.
I think, again, and I am a probably stronger advocate of this. Look, okay, I don't think that school is a bad thing. I think it is a very good thing. It doesn't work for some people, though, and for me...
Oh, I'm a garbage student. I know exactly what you're talking about.
For me, it didn't work that way. But I think that our society needs to switch their mentality. There are a lot of talented people out there that know a lot of stuff that have never gone to college.
Yeah.
I think some companies are embracing that.
Here's the thing. You have experience now. So if you want to get that next job, all you need is to just have put in the time at your last job, and that'll probably do it for you.
To be perfectly transparent, I do not plan to go anywhere anytime soon from my current position. Great company. Or
maybe you'll just be promoted in your company. I don't know.
That actually honestly is probably what will end up happening.
Or hopefully your company doesn't see things the way my last one did.
We will end up transitioning. No, my company is very much, they want to push you to excel.
Yeah, remember when my company offered me what was that, $1.50 raise when a different company was offering me a $9.50 raise? Yeah, I remember.
So
that was good.
Anyway. Yeah. I don't know. I just think our society needs to change their mentality. So you pass up on a lot of
there are too many overpaid people in our society.
Well, that's true too.
Why do there need to be people who are just like getting billions upon billions of dollars?
Well, this is
like probably overpaid CEOs.
This is probably starting to get into a political talk, and that's not what our channel is about. So.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it already was. We just didn't address the elephant in the room. And we're not going to.
No, this is not a political channel. I think the most political we ever got was when we talked about President Donald Trump being banned off of social media. That is probably the most political we ever got on this show.
That was quite a funny saga, I will admit.
I was watching something the other day.
It would have been, and to be clear, it would have been funny no matter who it was.
Yeah, I was watching something the other day related around that, and the argument from one side was that it was unfair. And I think we tried to do a really good job of looking at it from a non-political standpoint. I still stand with the notion that Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is that you want, right, has their terms and conditions that when you sign up for the service you agree to. And these are private companies that are allowed to police their platforms in the way they see fit. Was some of it maybe politically driven? It's possible. It's very possible.
It's probably even likely.
It is probably likely. But when it comes down to it at the end of the day, they are a private company that can make their own decisions. I think what made it such a huge story was that, well, one, it was the president of the United States. But two, it's an individual that has a large following. So yeah, it's gonna be newsworthy. But I'm sure, if you saw that same thing happen to, well, I'm pretty sure we've seen it with other. I don't know if you would call Alex Jones an influencer.
He is,
but
by definition, he influences.
By definition, yes. So it's the same thing with Alex Jones. Is there's going to be a group of people that disagree with the decisions that specific private entities have made, but at the end of the day, they are a private entity. You basically sign a contract or agree to a contract with them, and if you violate that contract, they have a right to terminate your service or your use of the service. So that's where I sit with that.
Well, screw all that. I just thought it was funny how much of a train wreck that whole situation was. Okay, got kicked off of one social media platform, tried to start another one. Said platform was built poorly and immediately hacked. It was just such a train wreck. But it was pretty funny to watch, and it would have been funny no matter who was behind.
Yeah, I don't know. You say funny, I just look at it I look at it from that standpoint of, you violated the community guidelines, and so that is the consequence of that. That's how I view that. So, but anyway, with that, let's go ahead and end our show before we get too political here. And yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for sticking around. If you like the show, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. I think the thumbs down button still works. Anyway, get subscribed to our channel if you haven't done that already, and thanks for joining us. We will more than likely see you next week.